Today, we are breaking down a skill that's not just hype, it's a skill that has already generated over $5 million for its creator, a guy named Liam Otley. We're talking about building AI agents, and why learning how to do this might just be one of the most valuable things you do this entire decade. All right, so here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get right into that big question everyone's asking. Is AI a threat to your job, or is it a massive opportunity? Then, we're going to introduce you to what could be your very first digital worker. After that, we'll break down the 3 simple ingredients you actually need to build one, explore the tools that give them their superpowers, and finally, we'll look at how people are turning this skill into real, profitable businesses. So, let's jump in. First up, let's get right to the elephant in the room. With all this chatter about AI, should you be worried or should you be excited about the opportunity? Let's just start with a single number that really puts everything into perspective. A report from McKinsey estimates that AI could automate up to, get this, 50% of all the work we do today by the year 2030. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. Half of the tasks people are paid to do right now could be handled by AI in just a handful of years. This isn't just about factory robots anymore. This is about redefining what work actually is. And while that number might sound like bad news, it is only half the story. The exact same reports show a massive opportunity opening up. So yeah, maybe 41% of companies are thinking about reducing their workforce, but a staggering 66% are actively planning to hire people who have specific AI skills. And why is that? Because an employee who knows how to use AI can have 5 to 10 times the output. And this reminds me of what the investor Naval Ravikant says. The best way to see the opportunity is to just start learning a little bit. Brushing up on your AI skills doesn't make you easier to replace, it makes you absolutely invaluable. So the real takeaway here is super clear. This is about being empowered by AI, not replaced by it. Okay, so we've established the opportunity is huge. Now let's get into the nitty-gritty. What exactly is an AI agent? And what makes it so different from the chatbots and other AI we're used to hearing about? You know, the simplest way to think about an AI agent is as a digital worker. It really is like a digital employee that you can build yourself. An employee that understands your instructions, takes real-world actions to get things done, and oh yeah, it works for you 24/7 without ever needing a coffee break. So here's the crucial difference, the thing that really separates a simple chatbot from a powerful AI agent. A basic chatbot on a website, it just gives you information. It'll tell you the business hours. But an AI agent, it takes action. It can check a live calendar for open slots, book the appointment for you, shoot you a confirmation email, and update the company's records, all in a matter of seconds. It's a doer, not just a talker. That's the key. Okay, so you get what they are, but how do they actually work? And more importantly, what does it take to build one? Well, it's actually way simpler than you might think. If you look under the hood, a fully functioning agent has 5 main parts. It needs a brain, which is a large language model like GPT to do the thinking. It needs a prompt, which is basically your set of instructions. It needs memory to remember what you've talked about, knowledge, which is specific data you give it, and finally, it needs tools to actually go and perform tasks. But here is the really good news. If you're the one building the agent, you don't actually need to worry about all 5 of those things. Most of the modern platforms you'd use, well, they handle the brain and the memory for you automatically. That simplifies your job in a huge way. So that leaves you, the builder, with just 3 core ingredients to master. Seriously, think of yourself as a chef. You got the prompt, which gives the agent its rules and personality. You got knowledge, like company PDFs and documents you can feed it. And you've got tools, which are the real-world actions it can take. By mixing these 3 ingredients, you can pretty much create any kind of digital worker you can dream of. And of those 3 ingredients, it's the tools that are the real game changer here. Tools are what transform an agent from something that just has a conversation into something that actually gets things done. To really understand tools, first you have to understand something called an API. Now, the absolute best analogy is to think of a waiter in a restaurant. You tell the waiter your order, they take that request to the kitchen, which is the server, and then they bring the response, your food, back to you. Well, APIs are literally the waiters of the internet, constantly carrying requests and responses back and forth. And these requests are really simple. Sometimes the agent is just asking for information, like checking the current weather or a stock price. That's a GET request. Other times it's sending information, like posting a tweet for you or sending an email. That's a POST request. By using these simple commands, AI agents can effectively press the buttons on the internet on your behalf. So you might be wondering, how does an agent know how to use a specific tool? Well, this is the really clever part. Every tool comes with a simple instruction manual, which is called a schema. Just think of it like the instructions on the back of a board game box. The agent reads this manual to understand what the tool does and what information it needs. It then intelligently pulls that exact data from your request, uses the tool correctly, and gives you the result in a perfectly natural sentence. It's brilliant. So now you've got the fundamentals. You know what an agent is, and you have a pretty good idea of how it works. So what? Why does this matter? Well, it matters because this one skill translates directly into incredibly powerful business applications that companies are literally paying for right now. One of the biggest use cases out there is something called co-pilots. These are specialized agents built to help someone in a specific job, like a sales rep or a customer support agent. Just imagine giving every single one of your support reps an AI assistant that can instantly find answers in a huge knowledge base or pull up a customer's entire history in a split second. It's like giving every employee a superpower. Another massive application is lead generation. An agent can live on a company's website and basically become their best salesperson. Why? Because it engages with visitors 24/7. It can answer product questions, figure out if someone is a good potential customer, capture their contact info, and even book a sales call directly into a calendar, all with zero human involvement. And finally, think about research agents. This is like having an entire team of researchers working for you around the clock. The moment a new lead comes into your system, an automated agent can spring into action. It can scour the web for info on their company, find the LinkedIn profile of the key decision maker, and generate a detailed brief for the sales team before they've even had their morning coffee. So here's the bottom line. The technology to build these incredible AI agents is no longer locked away in giant tech companies. The tools are here, they're more accessible than ever, and they give you the power to create your very own digital workforce. The only real question left is, what task will you give it?